Okay. Hi. Today, Ladies on Partners is joined by the one and only Chef Rodney Griffin of House of Ambrosia Catering and Events. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
So one of the things that we like to do is highlight local businesses
Okay.
and just introduce our audience to them. So I came across your business in one of my Facebook groups. Your wife is a
Mhm.
wonderful, wonderful, I guess, advocate for you. She's always talking about your business. So that's how I learned about your business, and I saw like your wonderful dishes, and I was like, oh yeah, we definitely want to highlight them in the future. So can you tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started?
All right. Again, our business is called House of Ambrosia Catering and Events. We are in Alpharetta, Georgia, off of Alpharetta Highway. Initially, I started cooking well before culinary school, just family, with my mom and my grandmother and things like that. And so it was kind of like the thing of they wanted to ensure that I knew how to take care of me. It was like so come in the kitchen, but I really enjoyed it. And so
Right.
from that it was kind of like my first job. I worked at a Dairy Queen, and
Okay.
so I did Dairy Queen. I did all of that, but then I realized I really love the whole aspect of cooking and entertaining. So
Mm.
I grew up in a situation in a family where we had family dinners every Sunday, every Wednesday. My entire family on my mom's side, we met twice a week in like clockwork, and it was just always a bunch of food and good times. So,
Mm.
I love the feeling from that. And then I also found out that cooking for me is very therapeutic. So
Mm.
it allows me to be in like a safe space, if you will. So it's kind of like I can go there, I'm good, all is right with the world, I can cook all day and kind of things like that. So it kind of started from there. So House of Ambrosia comes from because I learned how to cook initially in my mom and my grandmother's home. My
Mm.
maiden name is Ambrose. So House of Ambrosia, Ambrosia is the Greek god of food and drink. And so it just
Mm.
went together. And so here we are years later.
Okay, I was curious about that because whenever I hear ambrosia, I always think of ambrosia salad. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. So you have kind of like a weekly menu every week. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about is the menu different every week? You know, kind of
Yeah.
what's your process for doing that? Your inspiration for coming up
All
with
right.
that?
So I know there's a need with several families or just individuals who are always on the go that needed to eat. So a thing was I wanted to be able to prepare some meals that was great, that was still tasty, it had a good flavor, but still somewhat healthy, and for those who are looking to be
Mm.
health conscious and things like that, and people that are on the go. So we offer meals for family as well as quaint meals. So the family meal traditionally feeds 6 to 8 people. It just depends on your portion size. If you do
Mm.
a portion size, or if you're in a hungry, it's saying, look, I'm eating up everything. So that's one and done. But we do that for the families as well as quaint meals for those who may be single or it's just 2 people. Um,
Mm.
the menu changes every week. And then the inspiration behind a lot of it is just, it's pretty much what I'm feeling because a lot of times
Okay.
my base is I do a lot of Americana or Southern foods and things like that with a twist. However, I'm just always trying to elevate what
Mm.
it's going to look like and trying to introduce different things to people. And so I know, especially now for the time that we're living in right now, dealing with COVID and the pandemic and things like that, you know,
Mm.
it's always great to have a nice, comforting meal and things like that. So I try to base it off of what I think will really be great in terms of awakening your palate, giving you something different than the norm. Or it's not like going to your local chain restaurants or your mom, anything like that. It's a matter of giving you something that you wouldn't ordinarily think about. In some cases, I do some traditional things. I keep it traditional just because certain things you just do not break. But then I also do a lot
Mm.
of fusions and things like that. So every week. So.
Okay. So I saw catering and events. So what type of, things are a little different now. So what type of events are you doing right now?
Right now, we are still doing weddings, private dinners for couples or things like that. So a lot of our weddings have just, of course, they have shrunk in size. So
Mhm.
doing a lot of weddings at clients' homes or their backyards and things like that.
Okay.
So we do everything from the food, the decor, linen, floral, entertainment, DJs, the whole nine. So it's pretty much a one-stop shop situation. So we're still doing all of that. Or if it's just
Awesome.
a girls' night, or you just want to have something different, we will come to your home and set up a nice table, floors, cook on site, and then serve you. It's just like you're having a fine dining situation, but we're able to separate because there's only a few of us. So.
Right. That is awesome. And that's so nice because people are really missing that going out. A lot of people aren't going out to eat right now. So they're really missing that going out experience. And I know a lot of us are tired of cooking at home. Like usually I find cooking
Mhm.
therapeutic, but
Okay.
cooking 3 meals a day myself, that's I'm like, oh Lord. Like
Yeah,
it's
that can be a
become
month.
more than an ocean. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what are some of your favorite dishes to prepare? I know you mentioned that you kind of like to put a spin on some things. What are your
Um,
favorite dishes?
so I honestly, I really, I get asked all the time, what's my favorite dish? I really don't have a particular favorite dish because anytime that I'm able to utilize my hands or that I'm cooking, it's my favorite dish in that moment.
Mhm.
However, one thing that's from a comfort side that I fix quite a bit of, I have a dish that's like it's chicken pasta and collard greens. And what it is, if you think about it,
Mm.
your traditional Sunday dinner, a lot of times was like chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens. So I merged them and infused them all together into one dish. So it's like so you're getting the best of all three things at one time. So I sell quite a bit of those items, and so a lot of people look at it a little strange at first, or once they hear about it, it's like I don't know about that. But if you think about it, you're eating all three of those elements anyway, so
Right.
not marry them together. So do a lot of those. Do a lot of grilling in terms of like tenderloin. I have a dry rub that I do for tenderloin that's really good, really smoky, pairing it with a good creamy horseradish. And then just, I'm probably, well, I will toot my own horn. I feel like I'm probably one of the better seasoners in terms of being a chef that you do not pick up salt and pepper with my meals at any given time. And I've been able to balance that where I don't use a lot of salt. I use a lot of fresh herbs and drying that way so you don't need all of that. So anything I touch, I'm happy.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I was gonna ask you what is your most requested dish? So is it that macaroni with the
Um,
pasta with the collard
so
greens?
I would say either that or anything seafood related, like my lobster macaroni and cheese, or
Mm,
holidays. I do a seafood dressing that has like lobster, crab, shrimp, oysters in it, and things like that. So I get requested for that pretty much all year long. So things like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I just kind of closed my eyes and like pictured it. That sounds like
Yeah.
amazing. Oh my gosh. So
Thank you.
I've been hearing a lot of people sharing that they're doing some scaled back Thanksgiving dinner. So they're only kind of cooking for their immediate families. And
Mhm.
a lot of people are freaking out because they've never had to make Thanksgiving dinner
Yeah.
themselves. They're always waiting for Big Mama to make Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
So a lot of people, like I said, are freaking out. So, what advice would you give to a novice cook who's tackling Thanksgiving for the first time? A small one,
Well,
not for a large group of people, but just maybe like 3 or 4 people.
okay. Well, first thing first is plan it out. Do not wait to the last minute to try to pull it together because if this is not your wheelhouse, it's only going to frustrate you. So be thoughtful and mindful of what you're trying to do
Mm-hmm.
your meal. And then once you figure that out, I always say keep it simple. Simple is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times. So let's say if you're going to do turkey, well, turkey can be really good or really bad. It just depends
Oh
on.
yes.
So I find that if you brine or marinate the turkey, that actually makes it better. But it takes proper preparation to do that, and it's just something
Mm-hmm.
that you can do with that. Even taking like apple juice and fresh garlic bulbs and things like that, and like a little kosher salt, and let it marinate overnight. Even I like to marinate for like 2 days so it really penetrates.
Okay.
And then you take it out and pat it dry, and it just determine, depending on if you want to roast it or fry it or whatever case like that, then that will actually cut the cooking time down for you quite a bit,
Okay.
because it's working the muscle down, and then it makes it easy. And then in terms of like size and things like that, once you know exactly what it is, go ahead and if you can prep it beforehand. I recommend prepping it beforehand, especially if you hadn't really been in the kitchen cooking or you don't know how to cut the oven on. So you can relax, and so you're able to get things done in a timely manner, and you're able to enjoy Thanksgiving with your family, and that just makes it just so much easier right there.
Right. Like that preparation cuts down on the stress level of the
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah, tremendously. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for that advice. I'm sure a lot of people will find that useful. Do you do any like cooking classes, or do you share any of your recipes online at all?
Well, we are getting ready to launch a blog for recipes and things like that. So that'll be coming within like the next 30 to 45 days. So we've been working
Okay.
because I have over quite probably about 200 or 300 recipes that are under my arsenal right now that I'm ready to start releasing. By now, in
Okay.
cooking classes, we have been doing some small cooking classes and things like that, and just pretty much trying to give you an experience, whether that's whether that's date night or just in general. So you can come to your home, or you can come to the kitchen, and we'll do like little small classes that are thought out for you and things like that. So it can be very adult. So that's whether that's cooking and sipping, or cooking, whichever comes first, or even if it's just for you and the family. So for you and your kids and things like that, because I think it's a real wise thing to start teaching kids early how to become familiar with things in the kitchen, because if not, it will intimidate them much later, and then they will shy away from it. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I learned how to cook in the kitchen with my mom, just at her knee, like since I was little. So, like I said, that's why it is a therapeutic thing for me.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. So, is there again, we want to thank you too, because we partnered up with House of Ambrosia to offer a special deal for our clients. Sadly, today was the last day to pre-order for Thanksgiving, so
Yeah. It
this is
cuts
this
off at
time,
midnight.
huh?
It cuts off at midnight.
Yeah, okay, so y'all have a little bit of time. So
Yes.
the code is LMP05. You can go to the website. I'll put it up again. You have a little bit of time, y'all, to get that in. And the
Yes.
menu
Yes.
looks amazing. So, y'all don't want to miss out on this. So again, you have a few more hours to get it in. So there you go.
Yes.
And so just the last couple of questions
Okay.
about Thanksgiving, since again, that's what's coming up. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
My will be dressing, cornbread dressing, and that's whether there's no meat in it or if it has chicken or turkey. That is absolutely my favorite. It makes me think of home, my mom. So yeah, absolutely my favorite.
Mine too. So good choice. Because I was like, and it's so funny because I just saw a map of like what the favorite side dishes are per
Mhm.
state. And I'm originally from California. And so
Okay.
it said mashed potatoes. And I was like, okay, but my parents are from Louisiana. So we never had mashed potatoes
Right.
for
Like who
Thanksgiving.
does that now?
So I was like, yeah. So Louisiana was dressing. So I was like, yeah, see, that's what I grew up dressing and macaroni and cheese. Like, yes,
Absolutely.
awesome. And in terms of what's your favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
Whew. Man, so lemon cream pound cake,
Mm,
banana pudding, or even and oddly enough, I'm not a huge sweet potato fan, but I will eat them, especially now that I can make them adult. So it's kind of like adding a little Grand Marnier to them.
okay, I love it.
So it kind of just changes out the taste and the texture of it. But yeah, those probably be my top three.
Okay, yeah, like a good banana pudding. Like we have an aunt who's like that's her famous thing. Like it has to happen. And I love like sweet potato, anything. My mom used to make a wonderful pecan pie. So back then, like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so awesome, awesome, awesome. So thank you again. It's like we kept it short and sweet. That wasn't too
Yes.
bad, was it?
It was not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So is there anything else you'd like to share with folks before we get ready to log off?
Well, just that, I think if you're out there and you're listening, hearing us, you should check us out at houseofambrosia.com or Chef Rodney, Chef Griffin, chefrgriffin.com. You can get some great deals on different things, and it's just keeping you in a loop of what's going on with us. So if there are things that you're needing, whether that's for private dining, fine family meals, or you needing to try and do something different, please give us a call. Look us up. You can check us out on different social media platforms. We have different news media links out there as well of different things that we've done throughout the city. And so, yeah, love to hear from some new people. We would love to.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And thank you again. We love highlighting local businesses. So if you'd like to have your business featured on our YouTube channel, please, get with us at info@lemaisonpartners.com. So thank you again, Chef Rodney. Wish you all the best and much success, sir, and have a wonderful holiday season.
All right, you as well. Thank you for having me.
Bye.